Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we are still working on our awkward fields over here. They'll get there. We did just finish up another burgage plot up over here, and that's great. So we currently see that we are at 3 unassigned families here. So that's very good. We have a bunch of construction that needs to get done, of course. We have this small stable over here, and do we have 2 oxen here now? We do. Beautiful. So that's looking good. I want to check in on our forester's hut, and we should be out here planting trees. Yes. Okay, that seems fine. We're going to get rid of that eventually. Similarly, we're going to get rid of this stonecutter camp eventually. But we have a bunch of construction ongoing over here for now, and we're not targeting having this be a particularly farming-based community. This down here, I'm actually very interested in seeing, yeah, this is very good for farming over this way. Very, very good for farming. So we would like to get access to this. We don't have the influence just yet, although we may want to consider building a manor house somewhere out over here in order to get ourselves some amount of influence. Constructing that will grant 250 influence, and we are going to need another 700, but we can definitely get going on that. So a manor house here would be good. We're going to need the stone, though, and that, of course, means getting the stonecutters camp finished. So for the time being, I'm relatively content with that. I want to know where our logs are. Okay, we're down over here right now. That's all absolutely fine. We're going to need a clay furnace, and right up over here is probably a reasonable spot for the clay furnace. And then the bloomery, we had already decided we were going to put, like, over here somewhere, I think. I'm not sure if we actually want to do that. We could do the clay furnace over here, too. In this, like, central area here. This is, like, the craftsman area. I don't know. That's definitely something we could think about doing. Yeah. I'm interested in that potentially. So let's hop back over here and let's think about coming into our manor here and going into our taxes. What would happen if we would bring this up to 3% tithe? No approval loss. Interesting. So let's sit at a 3% land tax, but then a 10% tithe. That should, I think, still be net positive on the regional wealth here. We'll keep an eye on that. But the tithe is going to give us additional influence, and that's what we want. So that seems good. Out over this way, of course, we've got a bunch of construction that still needs to happen. So that is all absolutely fine. We're currently a medium village, and we need to get all of these constructions done. It's going to take quite a while to get all that completed. So let's speed on forward, and in the meantime, we can keep an eye on the progress of these fields. So we just finished sowing this one. We're very late on getting these fields sown. No doubt about that. So with that in mind, these fields are definitely a bit problematic. Enemy unit has been spotted. A band of raiders up over here, apparently. I'm not sure that they're targeting us. So there's that. I would absolutely like to claim this area. It would be great for farmland, and we'll think about doing that. For now, of course, our priority is up over here, and we're just working on building up enough influence. So we're going to keep an eye on those raiders. There definitely are a number of them. So over here, we don't have these armies all that fully outfitted. Right? That's definitely not really a thing right now. We can take a road and build it out over this way, and then have it come down something like this. And then we can build additional burgages in this area. So the idea would be that we would have burgage plots down this direction. Like this. And then we can build additional burgages out over here. So the reason why I want to do this is to get these larger. We need more men for those armies. So the question is, what are these guys planning to do? They look like they're angling this way, don't they? They definitely do look like that. We're not done with our planting down over here yet. That said, that will continue to be worked on. We have a long ways to go if we want to get up here to defend this area. They're definitely heading that direction. Okay, so I think we do have to go defend our other area. So let's raise up all of these guys. We'll pick a rallying point, and it will be... I want to select all of these. A minimum of 5 equipped recruits is required. Okay, so we can't raise the polearm militia. That's fine. Did I just get rid of it? I did. Okay, so I want the polearm militia to exist, but we don't want to raise it. We need at least 5 units for that. Okay, so these guys are going to all come and rally up over here by the manor house. Okay. So off they go. That'll be fine. And we're going to want them to run. Yes, we're going to need them to run up over this way because we're a long ways away. And I want them to run up over to here. Okay. So they're going to lose a lot of fatigue on the way. No doubt about that. In the meantime, of course, we're still working on this over here, but it's going to be at a reduced rate. Did this field get fully sown? No, it did not. Okay. Well, off we go. So our retinue is going to get up here fairly quickly. These guys are just walking. Okay, these are now running. Yes, an enemy unit has indeed been spotted. We have forces on the way. I'm not convinced we're going to get here in time. But we are on the way. Okay, I want to select all of these and have them come closer to, like, here for right now. Come on over, and we're absolutely running. We need to get here in time. So this is 18 brigands. They are, I believe, currently running. And the question here is, what can we do here? We could sound the church bell, but that doesn't actually do anything. So if we had a manor built here, I believe we can have our people shelter in the manor at some point. But for now, we need to bring these guys on up. They're apparently reforming. No, I need you guys up here. So we're going to take some definite pain over this way. We're being raided, and we've got forces on the way. This is only 5 units. They're retinue units. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but we're going to head up over here at a full run. Seems like they reform every time we tell them to do that. Okay, so we'll find out what happens when these guys actually make it to our town. How are they going to loot us? Are they going to start killing our people? Our people are currently running to the church, it looks like. Okay, that's noted. Are they going to destroy buildings? Are they just going to steal stuff? Goods looted. Okay. So that's definitely noted. These guys are a long ways behind. So our retinue forces are well ahead of everyone else. They only have the 1 unit here right now. So it looks like they are looting goods at this point. So our retinue unit should probably be told to rest. It looks like they're coming this way now. So we're going to walk out over here, and we're going to fight these guys for sure. So checking in down here. What is everyone doing here? Okay, they're just going about their day-to-day lives. That said, there's not a lot going on over here, so that is understood. These guys are still running in. Oh, that was birds. Okay, yep. These guys are still running in, and it's going to take them some time to get here, for sure. We may want to consider constructing a road down this way, actually, and that is not a bad idea. So that would mean a road that would come out over this direction and connect in about here. And then it would also come down this way and come through this forest and connect up over here. That'll give us a bit of a better connection there. And there we go. Okay, so raiding is still occurring over this way, but it looks like they're mostly pivoting and coming at us over here. So that seems fine. These guys are regenning their fatigue. And these guys, they'll be here fairly soon. We're going to need them to regen fatigue as well. So I'm going to tell them to start walking, and they're going to walk up over this way for now. And of course, these guys are going to reform a bit. Okay. Enemy unit has indeed been spotted. So are we beginning to shoot at them? Yes, we are. Fantastic. Okay. So everyone else I want to put up ahead of our archers a little bit. Something like this. Get up here. So the archers are firing on these guys. We've managed to do some damage to them. No doubt about that. One more volley. Okay. With that one volley, we're now going to start focusing on this archer militia. The spear militia is on their way in. These guys are going to be fighting over here. So let's charge on in over this way. Get in there. This spear militia I'm holding in reserve for right now. We're going to need them to deal with these brigands. But our effectiveness is low because we ran to get here. So, get in there. Archers are continuing to fire on these brigands. I wonder if friendly fire is a thing that exists. These guys are awaiting orders. Okay. So, fire on these brigands, please. Just whittle them down for right now. Excellent. So we're doing some amount of damage to the brigands over here. And they are charging in over this way. Yeah, that's not necessarily shocking. So we're going to need to finish off these brigands fairly quickly here. Because these guys, they're going to get pretty overwhelmed. We're still able to fire over here. Noted. Now we're awaiting orders. Can we fire on these guys? Or specifically this guy? Moving back a little bit. And awaiting orders. Okay. So that's basically all we've got. Now this spear militia is losing currently. That is understood. We're winning over here, I believe. Yeah. So our retinue here just finished. I want them to come down over here and reinforce these guys. Now, there's not very many retinue members here, but we're going to hop down here and do what we can. The archers are going to continue to attack over here if they can. They kind of can't. We're waiting on these militia footmen to get freed up, and these spear militia here, they're actually doing kind of okay. They've held the line a bit, but they're going to get wiped out, as is this retinue, unless we were to retreat. I would very much like to retreat here. So we're going to pull back, and the archers are going to be attacking over here, if they can. We've actually pulled them apart here. That's very interesting. So they've separated. We're going to get back in here. And the archers are firing here. This is a much better situation for us. Yeah, they just broke. Beautiful. So that is absolutely phenomenal. Can we not fire on them well after they broke? Okay. We definitely suffered some losses there. There's no doubt about that. That was a bit painful. At this point, these guys can head home. So we can tell them to disband, but they need to go back to their home region to do that. So that's right back over here. We're going to tell them to do that, and they're too fatigued to run. But that's fine. So this is under control. I think they stole some of our resources, but that wasn't too bad, all things considered. We won that fairly handily, and I think it was due to the archers, to be honest. The archers softened them up very considerably there. So that is definitely intriguing. We're going to want, I think, another unit or two of archers, ideally a little later on, once we have the resources to be able to do that. But for now, this is fine. These guys are going to need to head home. Generic storage over here is full. Where? On this burgage. Okay, whatever. That's fine. It can be full on the burgage if it wants. I don't care about that. Okay, so let's make our way back over here. And then we're going to send all of these guys home. Perfect. So, we'll disband all of these. Can't disband outside the home region. That's right. They need to get back, like, all the way over to here. They're still too fatigued to run, and it's going to take them some time. But that's okay. So, homeward bound. That was a big raid, no doubt about it. Our influence is 1.4k. Whoa. We're claiming. Okay. Did that happen from the battle? Yeah, can be gained from the tithe, conquering brigands, and upgrading your churches and manors. Fantastic. So that's great. We can now disband this unit. They can head home. Whatever path they want to follow is fine. So obviously, we lost some population there. No doubt about that. I want to check in down here. Did we get any sowing done over here? Not really. Very little got done while we were doing that, and we're going to have to wait for some troops to regenerate. That's for sure. So a new family started moving in, and they're working on construction over here. That sounds good. I do want to build a bunch more burgages over here. Food is potentially going to be a concern, but I want basically all of these to be burgaged up. Food is certainly going to be a concern with that one. But we can definitely upgrade these to have additional food. So for now, this is fine. We're not going to do that. We're going to need a fair amount of additional timber. So I want to keep like 30 construction reserve then. That'll be fine. So this down here is going to be a farming village, 100%. We'll clean up the clay deposit. There's that berry deposit and wild animals up here. But we'll clean up these 3 deposits pretty early on. There's also a bandit camp down here that I would like to go raid. We're probably going to want to wait until our forces regenerate a little bit and we actually get all of this planting done before then. Because as it is right now, we're going to be pretty far behind on our food production over here. And we're talking about a massive expansion over here. This should probably become a field area as well. Just like one really big field area. What's the fertility over here? Pretty good for rye down over here. So a rye field here and then a wheat field up over here maybe? That could work. It's really going to be a next year thing, though. So a field is going to go down here. We'll go to rye fertility. Yeah, this could be rye up here as well, but I don't feel like that's strictly necessary. So it would be down here like this. That would be a rye field. For now, we're going to leave it on fallow. And then this is going to, up this direction, end up being a nice big wheat field. Like, we want this to be a very big wheat field. Basically, right up to the regional border. And then right down over here. Okay, so something like that. So now what we can do is we can have 2 of these fields be active at any one time. Right, so we can have this section, this would be fallow, and then this would be active. So we do 2 years and then 1 year fallow would be the idea. So that's reasonably fine. We're going to finish up our sowing over this way. We definitely need to get that done. This field is sown. This field is not fully sown. Okay, We just finished our stonecutter camp up over here. We have 4 idle families right now. I'm going to put 1 up in the stonecutter camp. Have we finished our mining pit yet? The answer is no. What about down here? This mining pit is not finished yet either. Okay, so for now, we are definitely going to want to put in a clay furnace. We don't have enough goods for that. And a bloomery, which we do have enough goods for. So we'll get going on that. That'll be fine. We are going to need a lot more families than this, but that is understood. We don't really have the regional wealth here right now to be able to do anything, but that's fine. And then over this way, we do have a bunch of regional wealth, and we're probably going to want to start getting some additional food production out over here. Simply chicken coops and vegetable farms will do the trick for now. So I'm going to put in 2 of those, but I don't want to drop our regional wealth too much. So for the time being, this will be good. And then this area will become ours very soon. I want to finish up our sowing down over here. We're currently sowing this field. Yeah, this is way too late, to be clear. Way, way, way too late. We should probably put another family into the farmhouse. That's a decent idea right now, I feel like. Another family started moving in, also into the farmhouse. And we're going to take this out over here. We're going to make this be a wheat field. And then this is going to be a flax field, I guess. And then up over this way, do we have an area where we can put in barley? Not really. It's pretty good for rye, no doubt about that. But rye isn't really an option in here. We've got wheat, barley, and flax. So that might be a work in progress thing. So that's fine. This can be a flax field. This can be a wheat field. And we'll just not have a rye field. Okay. So basically every year we just change which of our 3 field settings is fallow. That would be the idea. So we've currently got four farmers over here. That looks good. And yep, we're going to start working on plowing this with the oxen. They're going to follow very strange paths. But whatever. Also, this tree. Okay. I guess it was felled at... Wait. It goes away when we zoom out. Interesting. Well, sure, that's fine. Our berry deposit over here isn't really getting dealt with, is it? Do we have anybody in the forger hut? We do. I guess it's just growing. I mean, it is spring right now, so that makes sense. So this stonecutter camp is going fairly well. The large storehouse is going to be working on getting stuff moved eventually. And that all seems fine for now. I do definitely want to get our mining pits under construction and find out what we need to get them into deep mining pits. I imagine that's going to be a little bit expensive. We finished up our bloomery here. There's no point in putting anyone in here just yet. We currently have 5 unassigned families, so that's noted. We should probably build that clay furnace now that we have a source of stone, though. So let's get that going. That's going to go probably right up over here. Beautiful. So that looks good. Down in Waldbrand, let's take a look at how this is going. Do we have people out sowing these fields? So this field is fully sown. This field is fully sown. This field is also fully sown. Okay, good. So we are going to have some amount of crop yield, but it's not going to be ideal under any circumstances. We're going to have more families coming in over here. I'm actually going to toss another one into the farmhouse. That'll be fine. And this over here, of course, is absolutely going to be a farming region. But I want to get this bandit camp removed before we really do anything else there. And before we do that, well, for one thing, we need some population growth. That's definitely a thing that we need. We still need to replenish some additional... Actually, looking at this, our men are almost entirely replenished. They're just a slightly different layout here, I feel like. But I want to get these fields sown before we go do this bandit camp down here. Not like we expect there to be anyone here. There currently isn't. But we're going to certainly want to do that because we want this to have as much growing time as possible. So that is absolutely fine. Tithe has been paid, and to be honest, 2,000 influence? I think it's fine to still be on the, 10% tithe. The tithe gets paid via food. Percentage of surplus food that's given to the church. Okay, let's bump this down to 3% as well. So we'll just sit like that for now. We've got a reasonable amount of influence right now, so I'm not too concerned about that. We'll be able to upgrade this to a small stone church eventually, and that all looks good. We've got 7 available families. They are definitely going to be worked on soon enough. Okay, so 50 wealth here. Noted. We do have a couple of burgage plots level 2, and these generate some wealth per month, right? Yeah, 1 regional wealth per family per month. So that's not a lot of regional wealth. For sure. We've got a livestock trading post here. We should probably get a regular trading post to get us some money. So let's see here. That is under trade. That would make sense. So a trading post somewhere out over here, perhaps. There we go. And we'll connect that into the road system, just like so. Okay, so a trading post here will allow us to sell some of our excess goods. Like charcoal would probably be a good thing to sell, since we have a semi-permanent source of charcoal. And once we get iron and clay, we can start selling off some clay tiles and some iron slabs. So that will be absolutely wonderful. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish getting these new fields plowed and not get very much out of them this year, but that's fine. We'll get there. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.